Hi YouTubers, it's Smoky again for the let's see, second video today. So I did my video a couple minutes ago on part 34 of my series, How to Smoke a Cigar. Okay, part 34. And that video went very well. It was a very long video, and I'm going to upload it pretty quickly, pretty soon. Now, this video I want to discuss something kind of off the bat, kind of strange or odd. Well, not something strange or odd, but more something that I don't talk about very often, which is health in tobacco in general. So, just after I clear my throat. So, I want to talk about in this video after I clear my throat is it's kind of hard to explain, but I will talk about it a little bit in this video. And that is regret. Now, regret means I regret starting whatever. Now, I believe I did a video a while back, before I started my series on How to Smoke a Cigar, on do I regret starting smoking? Yeah, I did a video on that. Now, what I want to talk about in this video is most people who are cigarette smokers, meaning people who smoke cigarettes, not cigars or pipes. Why do most cigarette smokers regret starting smoking? So we're going to answer that question right now. Now, after I yawn. I'm so tired right now. I slept till noon. I'm kind of tired and a little bit off right now because I'm kind of overtired. Whatever. Now, enough rambling. Now, why do most cigarette smokers regret starting smoking? The reason why cigarette smokers, people who smoke cigarettes, regret starting smoking is because it's really has to do with a couple factors. Now, most pipe and cigar smokers, people who smoke cigars and pipes, enjoy the hobby of smoking cigars and pipes, the hobby. And most, pipe and cigar smokers love getting new tobacco, they love getting new pipes, new humidors, new cigar accessories, and all that kind of stuff. But most cigarette smokers really regret the decision they made to start smoking. Why is that? Why do pipe smokers and cigar smokers not regret that? And why do cigarette smokers do regret that? There's a couple reasons why. Number one, the time they take to smoke. Now, even though that cigars and pipes take a long time to smoke, they take, 30 minutes, 45 minutes, an hour, whatever to smoke. Cigarette smokers, when they smoke a pack a day, every day, it takes 2, 3, 4 hours out of their day, and it's an addiction. It's an addiction. They're constantly needing the nicotine. If a cigarette smoker doesn't smoke for like an hour or so, they get physical cravings and withdrawals. Now, pipe and cigar smokers, they can go a day or two without smoking, no problem. Most pipe and cigar smokers. But cigarette smokers, it's an addiction. It is an addiction. So they're constantly craving nicotine. They can't even go 2 or 3 hours without having a smoke. Or a cigarette, rather. They constantly need that nicotine craving. Or that nicotine, rather. Now, that's one big reason why most cigarette smokers who you ask, if you ask 80% of cigarette smokers who have smoked for 5 years or more, do you regret starting smoking? They will tell you absolutely, if I could go back and not pick up my first cigarette, I would. Now, I need to get more sleep, honestly. That's what most cigarette smokers will tell you, is they really, really, really regret starting smoking. It's really changed their life. Every half an hour they have to smoke. Every 45 minutes they have to smoke. Now, another reason, this is what I really want to get into in this video before time runs out, because I can only record for 10 minutes, this camera can only record for 10 minutes, is one of the biggest reasons cigarette smokers regret starting smoking is health effects. Is the health effects on their health. Unlike cigar and pipe smokers where you might be smoking for a few years, maybe 5-10 years with cigars and pipes, and you might have like a little bit of a dry mouth, you might have a little bit of a dry throat. I mean, if you watch my videos on a regular basis, you know I have a drier throat. I mean, if you look back to my videos, they were made a couple of years ago, you will notice I have a drier throat. My throat is more dry. But that's really not a serious health effect. I mean, yeah, a pipe smoker and a cigar smoker like me, pipe and or cigar smoker like myself, I might have a little bit of a dry throat, I might have a little bit of a dry mouth, my gums might be more dry, my, my mouth, I might need to drink more water because my mouth is a little bit more dry, but, those aren't serious health effects. They're just, more or less just annoying. They're just more like, well, yeah, I have to drink a little bit more water, I have to drink a little bit more, whatever to, keep my mouth more moist and more wet. But they're not serious health effects. But cigarette smokers, most cigarette smokers, after 5-10 years of consistent smoking, have serious health effects. Most cigarette smokers have a regular cough, a regular smoker's cough. They have a regular, very dry mouth. Not dry mouth. They have a very regular barky cough. They're getting sick regularly. They have a morning cough. So that's the main difference. And that's why when you ask cigarette smokers why do they regret starting smoking, they will tell you it's not just because of the addiction piece. It's not just because oh yeah, I'm addicted, I smoke 20 cigarettes a day, 30 cigarettes a day. It's also because I have serious health effects. Even after 5-10 years, 15 years of smoking, I have serious health effects. Well, not serious in terms of like lung cancer or emphysema, but most cigarette smokers really regret it because their life has totally changed. And I want to make this very clear, not just in the addiction aspect. A lot of people think it's just the addiction, it's just the cravings to smoke, but it's also cigarette smokers have health effects. They have a very regular smoker's cough. They're regularly getting sick. They're getting upper respiratory infections, ear infections, throat infections. Most cigarette smokers will tell you that their sense of smell has totally changed. Their sense of taste has totally changed. Food doesn't taste the same anymore. They're waking up with a very barky cough every morning. That's why most cigarette smokers really regret starting smoking. It is not just the addiction aspect, but also the health effect. Because if you smoke a pack a day of cigarettes for 5-10 years, whatever, you are going to have serious health effects. I think I got a comment a while back on one of my videos. Maybe it was, I can't remember which video. But the point is, the person was like, yeah, if you were smoking a pack a day of cigarettes for 5 years, you would have more health effects. And that's true. I mean, pipe and cigars, yeah, you might have a little bit of a dry mouth, you might have a little bit of a dry throat, your mouth might need to be more moistened by water, or you might have to drink more water to keep your mouth wet and moist. But honestly, I mean, for myself, I've discussed it before on my channel, my videos. Yeah, I mean, I have occasional cough, I have occasional dry throat, I have occasional dry gums, or dry gums in general, but I don't have serious health effects. Most cigarette smokers have significant health effects after a few years of smoking. With cigarette smokers, it only takes a short amount of time. Anyway, compromise wherever you want to, and bye.